What's up, everyone? Hello. Happy Friday. I don't know about you. I honestly cannot believe that it's Friday. It feels like it's like Tuesday still, and I have put out a lot of fires this week, and they just keep coming. So I feel like I forgot how I do this thing because last week we did the big event, right? And so I waited until the last minute to do all of my things. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. So here we are. It's going to be great. It's not going to be a dumpster fire because I at least can have a conversation with somebody. And my face is entertaining, right? Christian, I expect you to say yes. So my guest today, I'm super excited. First of all, it's been a hot minute since we have had a conversation. So who knows what we're going to talk about because we have some catching up to do. And I'm really excited to hear about the things that Jennifer has going on. Yes, her name is also Jennifer, which I know is going to be so confusing for you guys, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But Jennifer is a branding strategist, and I absolutely love her because she helps people figure out how to get inside their own head, turn their life into content, and then make that content compelling by turning it into a story. This is a skill that everybody needs to cultivate, because if you're just putting stuff on social media just to say things out loud, nobody resonates with that. But when you turn it into a story, people love stories, right? Storytellers, stories from ancient times have been passed on for generations and generations. Like, don't put what are those things called? The fluffy things that you can't feed after midnight? Gizmo. Don't get Gizmo wet and don't feed him after him. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. I'm rambling, so let's bring Jennifer up. She's laughing at me in the background. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
What's going on?
I know it's been forever, but I'm so excited to be here because you came up in conversation this morning with our other mutual dear friend. And I was like, we need to talk, and I'm going to see her today.
Yeah, here I am. Here's my face. It's so, I don't know. I think it's always so weird to me. I don't know why I think it's weird, but I will, be having a conversation with somebody like, yes, so-and-so mentioned you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why? What do you mean you were talking about me? And then in my head, at the same time, I'm thinking, why wouldn't you be talking about me? And then I'm like, wait, I actively try to entertain people. I want people to be talking about me. Why do I think it's weird?
Because you're an expert. That's why. Because you're amazing at what you do. That's why.
Well, I will take that compliment. My ego does not need any boosts, but I've been doing a lot this week. And I welcome them in because I feel like it makes these tiny wrinkles go away. But, okay. So yes, I love talking about storytelling, but you had mentioned that you are diving deep into the world of AI and how everybody is talking about AI. It's all the rage, right? And what also is all the rage is how people are just being lazy and not doing it correctly. So before we do that, I have to ask you the same question that I've asked everybody in marketing for like the last week. Do you know where I'm going with this?
No, I don't. Please
tell me your thoughts on Threads. I want to know, I think I tagged you in Threads today, so you at least are there, right? Have you been playing with it? Are you addicted to it? Do you like it?
I have been playing with it. I really do like it. I was someone that never really got into Twitter. The thing about that I like Threads is that the way I teach people how to build their brand and how to build content is by thoughtfully laying down like bricks by bricks, right? And Threads is a great opportunity to like engage and keep your audience like warm and talk to them based on like things that are coming up in your life. And so I really do love it. And also, it kind of eliminates the excuses of, oh, I need to create a fancy template. Oh, I need to go live on video, or, oh, I need to record this, right? Like you can make content by just using your voice.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Nishta, who Nishta was on my event last week, my IG mentor, but I did not sign up in the first like hour, right? So then she sent me some message later. I don't even remember what she said, but she specifically said, "Why aren't you here yet? This platform was made for you." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" So then I got on, and I gave up on Twitter a long time ago. I hate Twitter. I never liked it when it launched. I never got into it. And then for marketing reasons, over a year ago, I started kind of diving into it. I'm like, this is stupid. This isn't doing anything for anybody. And I bailed 100%. All of my companies, all of my clients, I gave up on the Twitter. And then Threads rolled out, and I'm just dropping all kinds of silly random stuff, the random thoughts that pop into our head every day that we're like, why would anybody care? And I don't care if anybody cares. I just want to say it out loud. And some people respond and some people laugh. So I like it. So I just wanted to know what your thoughts were.
I love it. Yeah. So I'm a fan. I like it. I've been playing around with it.
Yeah. I did see a thread today that somebody was giving their week 2 observations, and I had to agree. On the first 2 days, it was, I wanted to see what everybody was saying, right? Or who was there, who could I talk to that was like a real conversation, people that influencers that you follow that you might not get to really have some engagement with. But now that it's week 2, I'm not so much on there, every minute of every day. I'm being productive like a good business owner.
Yep.
But then I find myself posting things that I'm like, actually I deleted a thread just a second ago because I wanted to play around with sizing of images, but then I couldn't find the right size that I wanted to play with. So I'm like, this is stupid. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Now let's jump into the AI and tell us all of the things. Tell us your observations. Tell us all the things.
Tell us all the things. Well, I'm sure everyone that's watching probably has played around with ChatGPT. And there's like various AI tools, and I love AI. I think it's a fantastic tool, but I completely agree. I often speak about it, the fact that we are misusing this tool, and we are, love it, that I think that we're using it to be lazy. And we're not using it to actually harness the power of what it can do. Now, there's a difference between automations, which is something that you're fantastic at in building. But then in addition, when people want to automate their content creation, I have a problem with it because creating content, especially on social media, is like a really great way for you to connect and engage with your audience. Also, you can do amazing market research. You can really learn from them. And it's not that you can't extrapolate that data leveraging AI, but the point is it is a tool. We are the head, not the tail. It is the tail, right? So we have to remember that we're the ones that are driving the ship. And when we're leveraging AI to automate our content, it's scary to me because this is your voice. This is your point of difference. And if you are basically allowing a tool, which is not you, to automate your voice, we are filling the world with more like a landfill of content, essentially.
That is an interesting perspective, and you are right, because how most people use AI, they're not teaching it how to sound like them. They're not teaching it the words that they use or don't use. For instance, I use AI a lot. It helps me save a lot of time, but it gives me a foundation, and then I go in and I make the tweaks to it, right? But one of the things, and this word is all over the place, it is not my word. I don't like it, but ChatGPT keeps giving me it, is unleash. And I kid you not, every time I see that word pop up in anything, I'm like, oh my God, please stop. It's like value for me. I hate the word value too, because I just think that people overuse it. And I haven't thought of a good alternative to the word value, but.
Well, ask it, what is a good alternative word to value? And also you can tell it do not use unleashed or value or these words when creating content, right? So it's great for that reason. But again, it's not you. And that's the point. And that's really what I teach people is how to find and leverage themselves in their business, how to leverage themselves in their content. And that is something that no one is going to be able to do unless you understand yourself, unless you really understand where you are in your business. And the problem is I see a lot of people just want to just move on quick. They're like, okay, let me buy this template. Let me buy this social media calendar and let's just get it done. Where are you rushing towards? Because this is the business. This marketing, this is the business, because you're not going to get to the sale if you don't do the actual marketing foundations, which is learning your customer, building a relationship with them, getting feedback, tweaking, redelivering. Again, this is the relationship building. So we have a lot of like inexperienced business owners, a lot of bro marketing tactics, which I hate.
I know. I want to talk about that too.
Yeah.
Because we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Keep going.
No, and that's the thing. It's like, I'll use a prime example. One of my clients who's not ready to like officially launch yet wants to like make a release about their product. And they were looking at, there are these services that you can, send out, press releases, right? There are, there's PR Newswire, PR Web, like there's very reputable ones. But then you also have a lot of like these second tier and sub tier services, which again, I'm not a PR expert. I've managed PR teams and agencies and PR consultants. But other than that, I disclose I'm not a PR expert. And so when I was consulting, my marketing PR community, they gave like really excellent feedback, but the same feedback that we as marketers give, it's like the shortcut is not going to give you the results you seek. So it's like you're going to spend this money on a second tier service just to say you did the thing, but it's not actually giving you any of the results you're seeking. So that's my point, is that we're all rushing and trying to like get to the top of the mountain for what? Because there's another mountain to climb after that. So I don't know why we're trying to rush and we're missing building the foundations of our businesses and who we are to understand our customer, because we just want to get like from point A to Z, like without actually going from A, B, C, D,
Oh, I know. So let's jump back half a second, because a lot of people, you and I are marketers, right? And I am working so hard to make sure that I simplify everything that I say. So for those who are not in the marketing space, let's talk about what bro marketing is, give some examples, and all the reasons that you hate it, because I love hearing you talk about it every single time.
For me, I mean, how I personally define bro marketing is like in your face push marketing, which is like everything is trying to push and creating that like scarcity, urgency, like getting you to buy, versus attraction marketing, which is inbound, which is like I am showing up, I'm presenting my value and actually curating the customer journey so that if it's right for you, you'll buy.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean, like the difference of like in your face. And also I do think that there's an element of, for me, bro marketing also is like lying to the consumer, or trying to lie a little bit to make it seem better than it is, right? Again, going back to those PR examples, it's like we work with, Fox News and this, but really you're working with like affiliate sites of Fox News. It's not like you're going to get on Fox News. So for the uneducated or inexperienced business owner, they see that, they're like, great, it's a low cost, great value. If it sounds too good to be true, it is, because nothing can be cheap, fast, and high quality. There's no world where that exists. You're going to pay some way.
Yeah, that's good. I like how you broke that down. I have an example of myself, or I have an example myself. So I have been working on evergreen webinars and putting a lot of those out there. I very staunchly feel like if you're going to do an evergreen webinar, do not try and market it like it's live all the time, right? So or if you're using, I found a really good platform that will like make it seem like it's an experience, a live experience, but I will not under any circumstances in any of the marketing on the landing page, the registration page, any of that say, join a live webinar, we're doing this live. And then, the person gets to the registration page and they can choose from, 20 different times. Do you really think that I'm sitting there and doing that live 20 times in a day, in 2 days, in 3 days, whatever it is? So that is my example of bro marketing. Like I I do not like when people are trying to say, oh, join us live.
Yeah, I think this is why.
No.
Yeah, and like you as someone that like is an expert in funnels and like this user journey, I find a lot of people are just trying to build these like blueprints of like, oh, this is how other coaches do it, or this is how other business owners do it, so I'm just going to do it that way. And it's like it is completely the wrong way to approach things, because your business is unique and you are not wired, you are not the same as another business. You could have like, again, we're both marketers, right? But we're going to market our agencies and our companies differently because we just basically do business differently, and we're different people. And also we may have different perspectives, but that doesn't mean we can't be similar and different. I don't understand why everyone is thinking you can just buy something like out of the box. This isn't like Walmart. Like, you're not just going to go to Walmart and buy a solution and it be like good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the whole authentic to you, your brand, your strategy, your audience is such a huge thing for me. Like, just because it works for Joe Blow down the street does not mean that it's a good idea for you. And especially if it's something that you're like, I don't even know how to make this work, but he's doing it and it's working for him. So I should definitely implement it. That's not, oh, there's nothing in my soul that makes me want to politely punch somebody in the throat and wake them up than that, because it's when you start going down that path and you start creating all of these things based on what other people are doing, you are getting so far off of your own path, and it's going to take a long time to figure out how to get back to your zone of genius. And I just wish everybody would get that tattooed on their arm. You are the genius.
Agree. You are just basically going so off course. You're filling your head with all of this nonsense that is removing you from your magic. And we have to remember that each of us has been given a unique set of gifts, talents, skill sets that not only we've experienced, cultivated and experienced over time, but also they're like God-given, or whatever God is for you. It doesn't matter. But the point is, like, you have them and no one else does. And you could be, again, there could be two businesses side by side that sell the same exact thing, but they're going to go do it differently. Again, it's like there's the Target shopper, there's a Walmart shopper. Some people shop at both. But typically there is a persona, an avatar, what we use in marketing, right? That will more likely shop at Target versus Walmart. And this is what we have to understand is like, you cannot adequately do a business or create business without understanding yourself. Because if you don't understand yourself, you don't understand how you're going to relate to your customers, to your clients, how you're actually going to build community, because business is about relationships. And I don't care that we're in the age of automation and AI. At the end of the day, humans are doing business with humans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one thing that you, I totally just lost my train of thought. Like, it's legit gone.
You're a man. That's why.
I wrote it down. I'm actually distracted because I have an event later today, and somebody was having an issue, and I'm like, no, I just don't touch anything. Let me be. And I was focused on what you were saying, and then it was totally gone. Okay. Oh yes, I know what it is. So one thing that I love about when we first started connecting, you repeated this over and over and over again, that your client is some previous version of yourself.
Typically, yes. It's always it's a past, present, or future version of you.
Yes, that's right. That's what you say. So one thing, and I am it's no secret that I am anti-trend, right? And I do whatever the F I want, whether it's always a good idea for me because that works for me and my brand, right? So, and I always have to tell people, just because I do it and say it doesn't mean it's a good idea for you. But I have recently, probably since we first started working together, or since we started working together, maybe always, I don't know. But I create content not even for my audience, mostly because I know my audience is some previous version of me. Like, I am teaching them how to avoid all of the crap that I learned the hard way, right? So I quit worrying about what anybody needed to see or hear or anything like that, and I avoid burnout in my own content because I create it for myself. And my only goal, and Nishta, don't listen to this. My only goal, or all my other social media friends, is to just make sure that I affect one person every single day. But also, my goal is not all of the engagement, all of the numbers, all of the followers. My goal is to create super fans. So that's a strategy that works for me, knowing that I'm talking to one person every single day, and that's it. Did I have a question revolved around that? I did, but it went out the window when I had my last brain fart.
That's okay.
So,
Well, I'll add to that. You know,
yeah,
the
thank you.
most important thing is like when we're creating content, we are creating it for ourselves. And the problem becomes when we're overthinking, right? About the content we're creating. And that's one of the things that I do that I find I really help my clients to really understand is that everything that is happening in their life is content because it's helping them understand themselves, which also connects back to their business and also connects to their customer or their client. And so that's the most important thing is like when you're creating content, it's the duality of doing it for yourself, but also the other person because we're in a relationship, right? And relationships are about reciprocity. And when you're giving, you're also receiving. And so that's it. Again, it's nuanced, but it really is important. When we're focused on the numbers and the sale, we're focused not on serving, we're focused on selling. And that's the problem. That's our main problem online today in this online space is everyone's trying to look for the blueprint to sell so that they can feel safe and actually have money, right? Because online, they're making you feel like if you don't buy this thing, you're not going to make money. If you don't participate in my program, you're not going to make money, which means you're not going to have the freedom, which means you're going to have to go back to a full-time job. Like whatever, like the reason it is, what we're all playing on is emotion. Because remember, we operate and buy from an emotional standpoint. That 95% of the reasons why we purchase is not conscious. And that's why marketing plays on your emotions. It's energetic. And so the fact that we're trying to push marketing at you, it feels uncomfortable. And then you kind of just cave because you're like, you feel pressured. But it's not actually something you wanted. Like how many people, like I always said, how many people bought into a program or bought into an agency or someone that didn't help them because they weren't ready for them. They weren't ready. The truth is I can help anybody that comes to me, but should I? Probably not. Because it'll just be a waste of time for me and them if they're not ready.
Yeah, that's good. So good. And I should have, again, wrote it down. You said something and I'm like, oh man, I wish this was in Fathom so that I could highlight that comment. And it didn't. So I'll have to go back and find it.
Well,
but you said
you can upload it. So that's the thing.
Absolutely. It is recorded. Thank goodness. I record everything. You and Maria Kreider taught me that. Record everything because like you've seen in this live video, I forgot my thoughts. So and once what was I doing? I was doing a live video, not a live video, in a meeting or something with somebody. And I thought I only asked them one question and they asked a follow-up question. And I legit said to them, if I asked you two questions, I have no idea what the first one was. So you're going to have to tell me what it was because I don't even know.
That's how quick it flies in and out.
I honestly thought I only asked one question, but I guess I asked two and it was sure. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So tell me, I do want to know, and I want the people to know what you're working on right now. How can they connect with you? All of the things, but I do want to know what you're working on right now.
Yes. So I'm revamping my membership. There's going to be 3 different tiers, and where we're having a combination of done with you and done for you, because the main challenges that everyone faces is that they don't have time to create the templates. They don't like working in Canva. It's a time suck, or they have trouble actually creating the content. So I basically want to eliminate any excuse anyone has of showing up on social, because then people then grow to hate social media rather than love it in a way that they look at it as a community and an opportunity to really serve their audience. So I have my storytelling on social memberships. We have calls on Mondays. I also opened a Thursday evening spot that's going to open as well. So people can have the opportunity, if they have full-time jobs, that they can be able to participate. And so these tiers will be available very soon. And they're very affordable. So you don't actually have to hire an agency. And it's ideally for people that are either solopreneurs, or maybe they work with different contractors to make their business come to life. And again, either you have to have a business, though, most likely, because if you don't have a business, it's not really going to be for you. And this is really helping you, again, show up, be seen, be authentic. I teach you how to use AI and leverage AI for you, and also how to make it sound like you, and also teaching you what is content, how to identify what is content, and how to make that connect with your audience. So you can reach me at thefreedagency.com, Jennifer at The Freed Agency. I'm on Instagram, Threads, Jennifer Yassen, LinkedIn.
Let's see. I have this link here for some freebies, so surely they can find you with that.
Yes,
I was going to ask you a question. So you specifically said, I help people with businesses. What if somebody is aspiring to make a business out of creating content? Is that somebody that you can work with?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I can work with people one-on-one. Again, if they want to just show up and learn how to storytell on social, again, it's for them. But for what I want people to understand is you can have the success you seek using social media when you start focusing on how you're serving. I literally am I'm taking it like one step back. I am the holistic marketer for a reason, because I'm helping you see your business or what you're doing from a larger standpoint. And I work with a lot of people that want to leverage their purpose or what they feel called to do. So, anyone that, really feels called to do something and they're not really sure, how do I make money from this? That's who I love to help, because I'm here to prove to the world that you can make money living and working in your purpose.
You hear me typing because people are not leaving my things alone. In my event, they're touching links. Never mind. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because that would be a long time. Okay, so yes, I love that. I actually have spent time in your membership. I spent a good deal amount of time in your membership, and I loved it. It was so good. But then how things happen, and I got into that place in my business where I was taking more courses in learning things instead of implementing. So I had to cut a lot of things out of my life. And guess what? Now, I don't know if you've been watching, because we have not had a real conversation in a hot minute, but my social media is like all over the place. I've finally figured out, let me take that back. I am this close to having my schedule and my plan for creating the content, because I have all of the things. I've done all of the things. Again, friends, do not compare your social media to my social media, because it has legitimately taken me 5 years to figure out how to implement all of these things at the same time and save time, because I quit and came back and all of the things. So do not do that. Do not use me as an example of what you should be doing, because it is taking a long ass time and a whole lot of money to figure it out. But back to what I was saying is your membership was pivotal in helping me figure out how to create captions that were connecting with people, because I would spend a lot of time on, I'm a design person. I like to write as well, but I start with the design. And then by the time I've put so much time and effort into that, I skip out on the copy. That's just the way that it's always probably going to be. But your membership helped me figure out how to turn everything that was happening in my daily life and or business into content that could be created on the spot, and save. It's really been pivotal in my strategy, actually. So if you also want to learn how to do that type of thing, you should check out her membership, because it is absolutely a game changer for somebody who is doing their own social media. And I think that you probably need to have a good hand on your social media, because it's you're the voice, you're the person. But that's just a personal feeling. Some brands, that's, my other business, I have other people creating my stuff. But I also go back and re-edit everything.
Yeah, I think even if you have a VA or a social media manager managing your business, it's really important to get your voice right. And then at least you have the frameworks. That's why I said, like, this is teaching you the foundations of how to show up, what's important to show up. So you're not just creating noise and attracting a client base that isn't really for you. So I appreciate those kind words. Yes, and if this resonates, please feel free to check it out.
Yeah, and look her up on social media, follow her in all the places. Wherever you are hanging out, you can find her, I'm sure. Or you can ask me. There are tons of comments coming from all over the place. In fact, if you are this person that I keep posting the comment, Facebook user, tell me where you're watching from, because I don't see you in the group, which means you're probably on like my personal profile. That's cool. But I want to know who you are. I can go find out, but I would love to say hi to you right now in real time.
Hello, Facebook user, and hello, Christian. I see you.
If it's Christian in 3 different places, I swear to all that is holy,
that would be amazing, actually, because she is like the most amazing. Like
Christian. If you don't know Christian, I talk about her probably every live video, everything. What are you doing? My kids don't understand the concept of I'm doing a live video. Clearly, no, I'm not. Okay. But my point was, I need to be pushing. I do this quite a bit, actually. Christian is hilarious on her reels and her TikTok. Oh, it's Christine. Hi, Christine. You need to follow her, because once she loves you, she is the biggest content engager that I think I've probably ever met. Like,
over you? Wow. I mean, like, yeah, because
all over. It doesn't matter what I have going on. She's always commenting, and then of course more people see it. So you need to be friends with Christian, because she's amazing. But Jennifer, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This has been great. We do need to connect again, though, and have that conversation that you were talking about with Dira. Hi, Dira. Hi, Dira. And yeah, I'm glad that we hung out, because I have missed your face.
I know, I miss you guys too. I've kind of went dark. I feel like I'm like in a little cocoon. Christian knows, because she's in another space, so we see each other every week. And it's like, I feel like I'm getting, like, Stella's got her groove back. I feel like it's coming, but it have been a little quiet lately. So I appreciate you having me on and letting me share my perspective on things. And I love seeing your face as well.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, and if you're just hopping on, I will drop this link to Jennifer's freebies in my Facebook group. And I don't know what I did, but something somewhere I set up. I honestly have no clue what I did. But when this live posted to my Facebook group, it automatically put a comment from, actually, it's over here. You can see the chat, right? On the right-hand side. Look, it automatically posted my link in bio link.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but do you know how I did it? Because I want to teach other people how to do it.
I don't know how you did it, but I need you to teach me how to do it.
Okay, well, now I'm going to have to go find out. And I don't know what I did. I did schedule a live video in a group earlier in the week, and I know I put that link there because it's not a group, it's not my group, it's a big group, right? So I wonder if I did some setting in Facebook that saved that. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out, though, because if you can do this all the time, friends, this is freaking amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and again, this is another example of the power of AI, because look, once you start to understand your workflows and what you're doing, you can automate these processes. And again, it's like you can automate posting schedules once you have your content laid out in a data format, right? So like again, AI has a tremendous amount of value. And if you haven't learned what any of this is, or you're just dabbling, I definitely recommend watching some YouTube videos. It's the Wild Wild West. No one's an expert. frankly. The only ones that are experts, I would say, are the people that have been using it for the last like decade, because it's been around for a long time. This isn't anything new. So
I have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of the platform SmarterQ?
No, what is that?
Oh my God. The most amazing. I've used probably every new and cool social media scheduler that's come out, right? And I always keep going back to Meta because you can do the most, right? But you should check out SmarterQ, because here are the reasons that this is a huge game changer for me. So I create all this content, and I post it, and I do have it on a spreadsheet, so I could go back through the spreadsheet, and I was smart enough to put dates on it so I could repost later, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this platform, you can create what's called evergreen buckets, and then it will automatically repost that for you at whatever schedule that you set. So like my promotional posts, I have those scheduled to repost like every 5 weeks.
See, I love that, actually, because a lot of people don't realize that some of these like really large content creator accounts, they repost their same they recycle the content a lot, right? Because it's best performing, and it's actually a best practice, right? So what I encourage people to do is go back in your last 60 days, 90 days of content that really perform well and recreate that. You can even like repost it. So like that's something that you can leverage. And a lot of people, if you create a piece of content that doesn't perform well, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't post it again. So sometimes it's just tweaking. Maybe instead of doing a carousel, do a reel. Maybe instead of doing a static post, like break down like a this or that or something. Like the idea is to play around with it, but the message is what's really important, and that's what you got to think about.
Yeah, there are so many cool things about it, but I wanted to put that on your radar since we're talking social media. Yeah, it's so cool. It does a lot of things. It has a lot of room for growth too as new things come out, but it's just the repurposing part, and it does all the analytics and things like that. It also, because I am obsessed with my Instagram grid, and a lot of the other platforms do this too, but this is all in one place. You can see what your grid looks like based on what you're scheduling. So because I have all of this evergreen content, I constantly am looking at it like, okay, well, I don't know what's actually coming out on Instagram. So I make sure that it doesn't look all wonky. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm going down a rabbit hole. I can totally nerd out on this stuff.
We'll have to nerd out together. Yeah, I would love that. We'll schedule some time. I just appreciate this chat today. I love talking about this stuff. So
yeah, it has been fun. And Christian, do you know the Muffin Man? Sorry, I say that. I start my comments or my things as, do you know? And then I always have to end it with the Muffin Man. And she thought I was going to say it this time, and I didn't. It's compulsive, and I didn't. So anyway. Okay. Thank you again. This has been fantastic. And I cannot wait to see you guys in other places and spaces. So have a great weekend and see you soon.
Thank you.